What's going on, you guys? Coaster here, just talking about the Oakland A's. The season is right upon us, and it's already may have started by the time you're watching this, but the Oakland A's 2017 season is about to begin, and really, this is a season of just rebuilding. And so what are some of the main things that have happened? Well, the A's have signed a bunch of guys that are filler. Stopgaps, if you want to call it. This is a team that really is going to be playing for the next few years. I mean, the biggest offseason news was Lou Wolf selling his stake of the team. Finally feel too old for this stuff. Sold his stake of the team. No longer a partial owner. I mean, let's not forget, John Fisher is the main guy. Okay, let's not forget that. But yeah, Lou Wolf officially gone. And Dave Kaval's been named, he's now the face of the A's in terms of the guy who's going to say everything, all the PR stuff and all that. Yeah, he's going to be in charge of that. Fisher still just kind of hides behind now Kaval. So, welcome Kaval. No, I mean he's made a lot of good vibes with the A's fans. The nicest thing is the A's are being connected to Oakland. They have rooted in Oakland as their hashtag. I think they're committed to Oakland. So they've made the goal. They want to build a ballpark in Oakland, and I'm very happy for that. That's a good long-term commitment. Obviously, I'm loyal to the city of Oakland, so I'm happy that they've gotten that there. There's plenty of other millions of issues though we can point out to this team, but I'm impressed so far. He's saying all the right things. Kaval has been making everyone happy. Now, I don't like using Lou Wolf as a scapegoat. Everyone's gonna use that. There's things I didn't like about him, but I think it was overblown. Some of the things that people didn't like. Mainly, in my case, it's the marketing. Some of the things the A's have marketed, they've done a terrible job at that, and yeah, that does reflect. That is something that can reflect on him. It's not the payroll or the team losing. Okay, do not connect the losing portion. And so yeah, Kaval's taken over, and I like that even the Coliseum is paying tribute to the Philadelphia days. They have a tavern. I think they call it Scheid Park, so that's a good bonus. I like that they've added that there. But the on-field product is not going to be good. Okay, we got to keep in mind. They're finally admitting to rebuilding. That's something Billy Beane doesn't like to do. Okay. If anyone's been an A's fan, you know what I'm talking about. He'll do usually a few buying moves and then a few selling moves. It's kind of one of those halfway things where you want to rebuild on the fly but compete for the now. He did none of that this year. He did not trade any prospects significantly for guys. Usually he makes these trades that indicate some buying and some selling. None of that. The only thing the A's did was sign some guys to get through this season. I mean, Rajai Davis, Adam Rosales, Matt Joyce, I think were the three pickups this year that kind of stand out. I know it's laughable for a lot of you, but that's a way to get through the year. Roster filler, if you want to call it. So by not trading the prospects, that means the A's are committed to a long-term plan. Maybe that's when they get a new ballpark. They want to have a contending team when a new ballpark comes 3 to 4 years from now, maybe 5 years from now. I don't know, but they are admitting to rebuilding. As said, Billy Beane hasn't done that since the start of the 2012 season. That team was built for a rebuild, and they surprised us all and won the division. But that was supposed to be a team rebuilding that was young. They got much younger. This team mostly has guys who are aging veterans that are roster filler. Most of the young guys and the young stories are down at the farm level that have got to develop this year. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, the outfield, I'm not a big fan of Rajai Davis. He's past his prime and all that, but I get it. They needed a center fielder. So yeah, as a cheap option, save money, fine. You got Matt Joyce now who can play multiple positions, be a platoon player. People are hoping Mark Hanna can return and play well. Yeah, the infield, you got, once again, Adam Rosales, one of the big signing on the infield. The player, of course, we're all high on is Ryan Healy. I do got to hold back. He doesn't have the walk rate. He doesn't get on base as well as you'd think. So he's not a slump-proof player, but he had the power, and I got to see it when I was at the Royals game, and he hit it past the fountain. That was awesome to be there in person for that. But yeah, Healy, I got to just hold back. Stay careful. And then, of course, there's Chris Davis, who in the outfield, solid. I do think, I mean, he has pop. It's great. It's nice to have a 40 home run hitter, but once again, he doesn't get on base. He doesn't walk enough. At least for A's standards. And then you have guys who, once again, aging, like Stephen Vogt, who I think he's past his peak. He's probably going to, I mean, he is what he is. That's what it is. There's not much to see there. So, position players, nothing thrilling except maybe Healy. Maybe Davis will light up the home run numbers. But this is roster filler. Joyce can, as I said, be a platoon player and all that. Good. You got guys that get through the year. Now the pitching staff's where it gets a little more interesting. There's guys that are young, some guys that have been there. The real part that hurts though is that Sonny Gray is not what we're hoping he'd be. I'm very worried long term. He played through an injury last season, and he probably didn't tell anyone, and that is going to possibly ruin his career. His velocity is not the same. He doesn't. I don't think he'll reach his peak year of 2015 again. That's the saddest part about it all. I'm not very, very optimistic about him in the long run. I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight to trade him after 2015. The market was pretty much asking for that, but I blame the Diamondbacks for trading for Shelby Miller. That probably ruined the price and made the price too high. And oh, holy crap! Yeah, the price for pitchers is ridiculous right now in MLB. So it's sad. Sonny Gray did not look good last year. That's the guy that we have a lot of expectations for. He's not there where he needs to be. Then you got Kendall Graveman. Bad first half, good second half. I mean, the East pitching staff was arguably one of the worst the first half of the year. They could have looked like a 100-loss team, and thankfully they didn't. They had an okay second half to get out of the complete league cellar. I mean, there's a lot of last place indications that they don't get on base, and they didn't. Their pitching was just not there. But the second half, it was respectable. The bullpen prevented them from completely being the 30th team in MLB. But yeah, pitching, Jarrell Cotton, he should be interesting to watch. I think I'm not as high on him. Like some people are very hyped up for him. I'm just going to hold my expectations back. I think he can be good, but once again, we'll see. There are pieces in the rotation I think the A's are going to try to build for the long run. I would like it if the rotation plays well, and they may not win a lot, but if the rotation looks good, that is something the A's can build on for the future. That's what the A's need to be building for, is 3 to 4 years from now where hopefully they have a new stadium and they'll have a contending team. Yeah, the bullpen is supposed to be a strength. There's some guys I don't like John Axford. I think Madsen's going to be fine. But yeah, the bullpen, some guys will have good and bad years. They brought Santiago Casilla back, if y'all forgot. He had a terrible closer year with the Giants, but I think he could be an okay setup man or a middle reliever. If he could just be a good middle reliever, I'll take it. But he won't be closing anytime soon. That should hopefully be the good thing. Yeah, bullpen pitching will have to carry the A's, as usually most seasons are. The life of being an A's fan is we're used to seeing good pitching. Just last couple of years, we've seen awful pitching. We've seen either a very bad bullpen, or last year we saw a rotation that really didn't look good at all outside of Rich Hill. The other goal, of course, is for those guys in a contract year to play well enough to earn a good trade return at the deadline. So if Rajai Davis plays well, Matt Joyce plays well, Santiago Casilla plays well, if these guys have a good year or start looking good through the first half of the year, teams are going to want them. I would love to net a good return or get something reasonable at the deadline. That's going to be our big thing. Last year, the A's were able to get a pretty good return for Rich Hill and Josh Reddick at the deadline. That made me very happy. I liked what I saw there. I think a lot of people will say that was good value, especially the Dodgers farm system. They picked up some guys for the long run. So if somebody can step it up, if Rajai Davis has a great year out of nowhere, I would love that. As I said, it can net value for later. That's what the A's need to get value for the later from the veterans, and then let the young guys play well, so that's something to build around for the future. I mean, I'd be happy if they compete as a 500 team, get the 77 wins. I know that's not asking for a lot. I don't want to lose 100, okay? This whole tank for a draft pick, that's terrible. You shouldn't be doing that. The A's have not lost 100 games since 1979, guys. I don't want that to be broken. I don't need to reach a historic low. The only thing good is that hopefully, as bad as this team may be, they can avoid some silly headlines and weird stuff off the field. I mean, there's 3 guys that I'm happy they're gone. You can see that was my Super Bowl. Josh Reddick, Billy Butler, Danny Valencia. All 3 of them are gone and away with other teams. Thank goodness. I'll take that. For different reasons. Reddick, off the field, but even on the field, I remember him for being unclutch, but that's just me. I'm happy he's gone, and he netted some value, so I got to thank him for that. Billy Butler and Danny Valencia, you all know what they did. They got into that stupid argument, and really that built up over some time because they were former teammates in Kansas City. So, Yeah, both of those guys are idiots. I'm happy they're gone. I still don't like Yonder Alonso, but at least he doesn't have his buddy Valencia there. Yeah, those guys, just avoid that kind of silly news like the what with Butler and Valencia. I don't want to see that kind of news among these players. If they lose, okay, just don't lose 20 in a row or go on a historic losing streak. Just, get through this year. Get some guys to build up. Maybe a guy like Matt Chapman will work his way in there, and maybe he'll be interesting. Hope for that. You hope that maybe A.J. Puck, I don't think we're going to see him, but A.J. Puck is the other guy that's got some hype. Hoping to see him do some things. You hope to see other guys compete down the line. But yeah, you have to really dig at the farm level to find guys that are interesting. That is something. I know Franklin Barretto's the other guy. Billy Beane admitted to rebuilding, and it is the right call. They have to rebuild the right way. Just develop guys and have them work their way up, because the A's really haven't done that the last 4 or 5 years. They've just traded for guys. They really haven't developed guys except pitchers. If you look at this A's roster, most of this team is full of guys from other teams. The only homegrown guy, there's only a handful of homegrown guys that the A's have drafted and have worked their way up. So, yeah, get through the year. Let's go Oakland, but I'm not exactly the most optimistic on this team. Just avoid some bad, silly issues, and maybe they'll pull out some interesting wins, and can hopefully the rotation can be something to build around. I won't be talking much about the A's, but I got to get this off my chest because opening day is about to be here. So, see you guys later. Let's go Oakland, and let me know what you think about this team.